UFC fighters react to the fake news about female boxer Imane Khelif. So just to give some clarity, recently mainstream media reported that Olympic boxer Imane Khelif was a transgender female after Khelif apparently failed a gender eligibility test and was found to have high testosterone levels. Because of this, Khelif was harassed and accused of cheating and gaming the system. But now, it's been proven the whole story is lies and misinformation, and Imane Khelif was born a biological female. Pictures of Imane Khelif have been released proving she was born a biological female, and this is her with her father. She was born and raised in a Muslim family in Algeria, and this is a picture of Imane with her father. Here's another picture of her when she was a little girl next to her sister, and this is another picture of Imane Khelif as well. Just before we get into reactions from UFC and MMA fighters, here's a brilliant breakdown of the whole situation from sports content creator Robert Griffin III. This video was retweeted by Kamaru Usman on Twitter, but this is a brilliant breakdown of the whole situation and exposes the mainstream media for more lies and misinformation.
This is one of the most cruel and unfair situations I've ever seen happen at the Olympics. 25-year-old Algerian boxer Imane Khelif is a biological woman and competing in the welterweight division at the Olympics in Paris. In the round of 16, she went up against this woman, Italian boxer Angela Carini. Now, Carini decided to retire in the fight after 46 seconds because she got punched in the face 2 times extremely hard. So Khelif moves on to the quarterfinals and all is well, right? I mean, how could this situation be unfair or cruel in any kind of way? Stay with me. After Khelif's victory, a firestorm of misinformation and lies took over the social media world. Some of those lies were that Khelif is a biological man and a transgender woman, and that she was taking advantage of a loophole in the system that gave her an unfair advantage against the other women. Well, as they say, a lie can get halfway across the world before the truth ever puts its pants on. But as a defender of truth, I did my research, so buckle up. Imane Khelif is not a transgender woman or a biological man. Imane Khelif is a woman. She was born that way and has identified that way her entire life. This little girl is Imane Khelif. Not only is she a woman, but she was born in a country in Algeria that it is de facto illegal to change your gender. And in a country like Algeria, they would never allow a transgender woman to represent them at the Olympics. Khelif has been competing in boxing in women's categories since she was a child. Because she's a woman. And even competed in the Tokyo Olympics. All of this backlash stems from the IBA, the International Boxing Association, banning not only Imane Khelif, but also Chinese Taipei's boxer Lin Yuting from the 2023 World Championships because they stated that they failed eligibility tests for females. The only thing was the IBA never showed any evidence. Imane Khelif and Chinese Taipei's Lin Yuting have both been competing in women's boxing at the top level for years. They didn't suddenly come out of nowhere and claim that they were women, because they've always been women. In fact, if you even dig even deeper, the IBA actually allowed Khelif to compete in the 2023 World Championships, and they only disqualified her after she beat a Russian boxer by the name of Angela Carini. Why is that significant? Well, the IOC had actually given recommendations to the IBA that they don't allow Russian boxers to fight in the World Championships and certainly don't let them fight underneath the Russian flag. We all know why. So now, if you do the research and you pay attention, you'll see that the IBA has nothing to do with the Olympics anymore. And that's because the IBA has been flooded with corruption, have had a lack of financial transparency, and countless instances of corruption within the refereeing and the judging. International Olympic Committee even put out a statement, not because they were trying to cover their tail, but because they were trying to protect this young woman from the hate discrimination that she's received over the past couple days. The IOC has confirmed that Khelif is a woman. If you do any research, you will know that 5 million women suffer with higher testosterone levels than most females. But that doesn't make them a man. Listen to Irish boxer Amy Broadhurst, who fought and defeated Khelif in 2022. Amy said, and I quote, "I don't believe she's done anything to cheat. I think it is the way that she was born that's out of her control. The fact that she's been beaten by 9 females says it all." This young girl is not a man competing against women. She's a woman who's being unfairly judged. When Khelif was 16 years old, she used to have to defend herself against boys in her own village because they would throw punches at her. That's how she got into boxing. But her village didn't have a boxing center for her to go train at. She actually had to go to another village that required her to take a bus. But she didn't have any money for the bus fare. So Khelif sold scrap metal and her mom sold couscous so they could afford the bus fare for her to chase her dreams. Imane Khelif is not a biological man or a transgender woman. She is a witch. Then you're the one that we need protection from.
And just to give my opinion on the situation, obviously everybody knows that the Olympics is an absolute shit show at the moment and nobody wants to watch it. And for this reason, I believe the mainstream media had to lean in some kind of story to get attention for the Olympics and get clicks on their shitty little articles and websites to get some attention, because there was literally nothing else to write about because nobody wanted to watch the Olympics. But as you can see in that video there, it has been completely debunked. Imane Khelif was born a biological female, and the mainstream media is twisting the story. It's been proven she is a biological female. UFC fighter Derek Brunson reacted to the story saying, wait, the internet is going nuts over a girl they thought was a man, but turns out she's actually a female. I'm so confused. I think y'all might have jumped the gun on this one. And Kamaru Usman reacted saying 1000%. No one does research, just jump on it and run. And Derek Brunson followed up saying growing up, Imane Khelif was told she couldn't box because she's a woman. Now, the world is telling her she can't because she isn't. On the way to gold, you internet bullies. Patrick Ngunza, who is a member of Dominance MMA, also reacted to the situation saying, every time I tell myself y'all can't disappoint me any further with the stupidity and lack of culture, you somehow prove me wrong. It's always those who question science with everything else, who somehow trust science when it supports their crooked, limited beliefs. If you think an Islamic country will allow a transgender athlete to represent it internationally, or that a Muslim man will allow his sisters and daughters to compete against a man on the regional level, then you are too limited to comment on things you know nothing of. Question the credibility and meanings of your chromosome tests before you question thousands of years of culture and traditions. Idiots. And Henry Cejudo reacted to this post with clap emojis. PFL fighter Sydney Outlaw also reacted saying, well said. All that energy is always towards the wrong person. They need to direct the energy towards actual men that are dressing up as female and competing with them. Her case is really rare. This is 100% the Matrix, LOL. MMA journalist Rush MMA also reacted saying thank you. Now, just to give some clarity on this entire situation and how it has been debunked on so many different levels, first of all, Imane Khelif was born in Algeria, which is a Muslim country, and it is completely illegal to be a transgender, and you can actually see on the Cairo laws here. Now, as it states here in the Algerian laws, in Algeria, gender transition is not explicitly criminalized by law, but it is effectively criminalized under penal code articles. NGOs have documented arrest of individuals within the LGBT community. However, there is limited accessible information regarding the transgender identity of those who have been arrested. And then at the bottom it says here in black and white. Now, as you can see here at the bottom, it says gender nonconformity is de facto criminalized, which means it is completely illegal. You can be arrested and sent to prison for being transgender. The Olympics is a complete shit show and they have nothing else to write about. And this is why they have honed in on this story. And yes, she did test for high testosterone levels, which is completely natural for a lot of females. We see a lot of females in the world of sports and American sports testing for high levels of testosterone, but it's all glorified and nothing is said about those athletes. But when the mainstream media decides to target a particular athlete for their own agendas, but all of a sudden it becomes a problem and everybody wants to write articles and create a whirlwind of misinformation and lies just to get some attention to their news articles, because nobody wants to watch their content and nobody is interested in anything they have to say. But anyway, give me your thoughts in the comments, guys, and let me know what you think about this situation surrounding Imane Khelif. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.